Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 81 of Rapid Fate Online, and this one's titled Adjusting to the News. What? You asked numbly. Yeah, she said shortly, not wanting her emotions to show too much. When? Why? In like 2 weeks, because of my mum's health and also Dad's work. Her voice was quivering, but she looked away so you wouldn't see her tears. Well, we'll still see each other in RFO, right? You asked her. About that, she added, still avoiding eye contact. Would you like my headset? You can reset it. You're not going to play? Why? You asked. You don't understand my family situation, okay? She said, trying not to sound too angry. I won't have time. I'm just going to give it up, and if I find time later in life I might try again, but for now it's a no from me. I'm sorry, you said, reaching out and grabbing her into a hug. I thought you said you could help us in games, so I lied. She broke down, crying into your arms as you held her. We can still text, you said soothingly. You're still my bestie, even if you're further than a fart away. She let out a little hiccup chuckle and pulled back a bit. It's not you I'm worried about, babes. I'm just not down for a long-distance relationship. Oh no, you said in a concerned voice, catching on immediately. Mirio? She nodded, and more tears flowed. Oh, babes, come here. You pulled her in for another hug. I don't want to, but I have to, she sobbed. There's no way around it? You asked gently. She shook her head. I'm so sorry, you whispered, hugging her tighter. She grabbed her arms around you, her body shaking as she let it all out. Her family was obviously going through a hard time, and leaving all of her comforts here was going to be tough, so you didn't want to make it any harder on her by making her feel guilty or anything. After settling her down and promising to talk again soon, you headed for home, but along the way you decided you needed some comfort of your own and pulled your phone out. Hey, Jiki? You asked into the receiver when he picked up. Can I come over? 5 minutes later you were on his doorstep. He let you in and took you to his room. No one else was home again, so you curled up on the bed the second you got there. Is everything okay, Yin? He asked softly. No, he replied sadly. What is it? He asked, standing there not knowing what to do. I know I'm not supposed to say anything yet, but I just need some support, and I know I can trust you to keep it quiet, you said to him. He looked at you from under his fringe and waited for you to speak again, sitting down beside you on the bed. Bestie's leaving, you said softly. Leaving? Yeah, she's going overseas with her family, for good. You'll miss her, he said sympathetically, but there's always RFO. She's not going to play anymore, you added, your heart starting to ache. Why? He asked. Oh, she said something about having to work and stuff. I don't exactly know why, but all I know is that I'm not going to be able to keep in contact with her as much as I want. That's very sad, he said, his eyes falling to his hands as he opened and closed them on his lap. I'd be sad if Mirio moved away. Yeah, that's the other thing, you said, with tears brimming in your eyes. She's going to break it off with Mirio. His eyes shot back up to yours and he stared at you for the longest time, his bottom lip starting to shake. No, he shook his head. She can't. Well, she said she was going to. She can't. He'll be so sad. He really loves her. There's nothing I can do about it, you said sadly, a tear slipping from your eye. His bottom lip quivered more, and he hung his head so that you couldn't see his eyes as he turned around and sat down slowly next to you on the bed. He'll be heartbroken. I don't want him to be heartbroken. I know, you said sympathetically, as you crawled over to him and snuggled into his lap. You won't leave me, will you, Yin? Tamaki asked softly, his voice quivering with emotion. What? You gasped. I could never. I don't want you to leave me. I wouldn't know what to do if we were apart. We will never be apart, you promised him, hugging him tightly round his middle. I promise. I will never leave you either, he said back, holding you around your back. I want to be with you forever. Pinky promise, you said, sitting up a little and holding your pinky finger out for him to lock his around it. He did, and he sent out a little sprout from the back of his hand to intertwine your fingers together as a symbol of being tied together always, and you burst into tears of happiness. Your sudden cry made him flinch, and he retracted his quirk and finger and held his hands up with fright. I'm sorry, he stammered. Did I hurt you? No, I'm crying because you're so cute and sweet, and I'm so happy to have you as my boyfriend. You have no idea, you wailed. He hugged you again and smiled softly as he held you. I love you, he whispered, closing his eyes. Later that night, you contacted your best friend. Hey, I know this is like super bad timing, but do you think I could have your headset, like when you go? Like, I know you said I could, but if you decide to keep it, then yay, but if not, Tamaki and I would love it for the mission. No problem, she replied. It'll be nice to know it's in safe hands. I'll have to reset it though, because we need a new player type beat, and if I turn up there with a beast tamer with a fox and a bear cub, that's gonna look mad sus. You don't want my fox to kick ass, she sent back. He would do the job right the first time. I'd love him to, but no, you said back. And my cousin has a free headset too if you want that as well, she asked. Seriously? That's awesome. Yes, please. I get it from him tomorrow, she said. Hey, also, please don't say anything to Mirio. I'm still trying to figure out what to say, yeah? Yeah, no worries. I did tell Tamaki though, because he's going to need time to adjust. You know how he is. He won't say anything though. Yeah, that's fine. I figured you'd tell him, she said. I was tearing up reading that. I don't want Bestie to go, but unfortunately for plot purposes, she has to. Anyway, stay tuned for chapter 82 coming tomorrow.